Hey, Hazem here from the MENA region. Um, Sweta and I will be presenting our idea for the global competition of the ICCO PR World Cup, live from GITEX 2020 here in Dubai. Sweta, over to you. We should start kick off this one.
Hi, I'm Sweta Fernandes, and I'm here with Hazem, coming to you guys live from GITEX, like Hazem said. We're super excited to present our idea to you, and we hope you like it. So the 5-minute recording starts now. So the International SOS Foundation asked us to find innovative ways to drive new research into different areas, engage with partner experts in these efforts, and deliver insights to maximize audience members. And our target audience is HR professionals, health and safety executives, and business leaders. So after doing a bit of research, we found that a recent study by Paychecks called Mental Health at Work During COVID has found that 54% of people feel uncomfortable talking about their mental health issues with managers and supervisors. 30% of respondents feared that discussing their mental health would lead to them being fired, and 29% thought that it would cost them their promotion. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 4 people in the world will be affected by mental health disorders at some point in their lives. But it's not all bad news. According to the International SOS Foundation, you guys have found that 74% of respondents believe that the organization's investment in health will increase over the next 10 years. So keeping that in mind, we have come up with our idea. Moving on to the next bit, it's something that we use at Golden called the relevance radar. Sorry, it's called the cultural relevance, where we take into account the company, the audience, and the context, and find something that truly drives the company's message home. So this is where International SOS Foundation, the audience, and context come together and meet. And our message for this is that the hidden truths about mental health and well-being in the workplace, it's now time to talk. Hazem will take you to the strategy.
Yep. So we have fallen behind. Conversations around mental health and well-being has been in the media, it's been discussed amongst colleagues. We've heard about it for so long. And all of the business strategists and leaders have been putting forward initiatives that promote mental health and push employees to talk more about it and become more inclusive. However, what are actually companies doing to amplify that message? We're seeing why are there still a lot of people out there that still feel like they haven't been heard. A lot of people out there who employees don't feel like they're heard, or they like Sweta said, it's a bit hard for them to voice their messaging and try to seek help. Other than that, there's a lot of initiatives due to the impact of COVID. We've seen a disconnect, a huge disconnect between colleagues, and without the verification of a colleague in an everyday office, we started feeling more and more away from our business goals, our business growth. So here we kind of came up with this follow-up on the conversation today, where we positioned the International SOS Foundation as an expert in health and well-being. And aim to have a unified message, a platform where employees across the world can actually access and have a variety of well-informed direction towards what is the right way to deal with mental health, how to ask your boss, how to ask for a raise, where's your development, how to become more inclusive, so on and so forth. So try to go to the next one. The campaign is called the follow-up campaign. It's inspired by obviously the red tag on business emails, which indicates that a follow-up is in order for a specific task, a specific email, a discussion, a conversation that's going on, definitely a follow-up on the subject. And what is more important subject than our employees' well-being? Without employees' well-being top performing and super productive, our economy would, and therefore our emails would no longer be necessary. So amplifying on that bit, and the follow-up today, we are urging organizations to follow up on that conversation and actually do that. And how we're going to do this? So first of all, we need to identify those who've been falling behind in terms of actually holding them accountable. So we'll be partnering with Glassdoor and LinkedIn and collate information from their right to review section, which talks about the company's overall salary, the growth, the culture, so on and so forth, and start identifying the ones that are fully performing. And it doesn't obviously stop there. But where else will we find, so to reach those people, we need to speak to their bosses' bosses at a platform that they're very well heard. And what a better place to do that other than the World Economic Forum? And here, the red flag pops up. The first red flag will pop up at the World Economic Forum, a huge red flag that will engage the C-suiters and the business leaders and the HR all at once by placing this red flag that we need to know what is it all about, and with this as follow-up today. With that, as soon as these delegates walk into the event, they're scanned to go in, and they get a push notification on the phones right away, which shows them supposedly a live feed of virtual red flags being posted in front of all these organizations that have fallen behind and not keep their promise. And that in itself should and will ignite the conversation, and we'll have business leaders read more about our research, which will be posted at the same link down there where they can go in and see it. And then through that, we will try to partner up with the CEOs of these companies and hijack their platform for an expert sort of thing, where employees will, once this obviously creates a buzz, and we take it forward from there. We can definitely take over CEOs' LinkedIn messages, social media, and then have employees engage in that conversation. And through that engagement, we'll find more and more about what these companies are doing and try to hold them accountable. Finally, once all these stats are up, all these stats are putting them on front page magazines across the nation, and as a sort of a hijacking of all publications to amplify the message. And it becomes a front page on the World Economic Day or World Mental Health Day. It becomes a standard message. But that's basically it. Hopefully that makes sense.
Thank you, Hazem. Okay, so moving on to the last bit of our follow-up today campaign. The way that we will measure the outcome is for this presentation and for as an example, like Hazem mentioned before, a huge part of this execution is obviously checking in with CEOs of major companies, and when they have been red flagged by their employees, saying that they have not been taken mental health and well-being seriously. So for this outcome, and as an example, we are looking at Noel Quinn, who is the CEO at HSBC as an example. Noel has a very strong presence on LinkedIn, and according to his LinkedIn page, he checks in on his page very often. So we estimate that 15% of employees would reach out to the C-level executives through this campaign. We also estimate that 50% of companies will partner with the International SOS Foundation and use the foundation's expertise in providing webinars and trainings for their employees. And finally, the last bit of the execution is to collaborate with Britain's big three, which are top tier newspapers like the Daily Telegraph, the Times, and the Guardian, and top 5 business magazines, where we will share the findings of this research and basically everything that the companies are doing to improve their employees' mental health and well-being, to share it on their newspapers and magazines and also their online editions. And yes, thank you so much for having us. And this was a pleasure to present.
I mean, yeah, one of the tough ones. I mean, next time, yeah. We hope to see you in London then. That's it from our end. Yeah, let us know what you think. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.